Hey everybody, today I want to talk to you about my next step in the strategy of building my private label business, which may or may not be using Amazon. So before I talk to you about how I'm building this business selling private label products, and was planning on using Amazon, but that may or may not be available to me. And the first step was in the strategy of, building this brand and this business was to go on eBay. Remember, I'm still planning on using Amazon, but it's sort of up in the air at this point. I'm not really sure if it'll work out. So, may or may not. So, but either way, I've got 1,000 of these products coming. They're gonna be at my door in just a little over a week now, and I've got to figure out a way to sell them. So the first step I mentioned in the previous video was to sell on eBay. Today I'm going to talk to you about step 2, which is, no surprise, selling on my own website, which is a little bit unusual maybe, which if you don't know a lot about the Amazon selling, the FBA sort of community, that might be a surprise. But most of the people who sell on Amazon, who you hear talking about this anyway, they realize, well, there are billions of dollars of sales on Amazon every year, like hundreds of billions actually. I think I heard like 160 or something recently. I don't know what the actual number is, but it's enormous. So if all they get is a tiny little piece of that pie, then they'll be happy. So, and that's what drew me to this model to begin with. But eventually, like I mentioned before, if they're smart, in the future, they'll want to sort of diversify because, what if Amazon has some terrible problem? What if they make a mistake and make Amazon mad and they ban their account? Then you don't want that to ruin your business. So my first step was eBay. The second step is my own website. And so, but really the overall strategy, I should back up a little bit. The overall strategy is building a brand that resonates with people. Because otherwise, if nobody knows who you are, they're just going to be choosing based on price. But if you build a relationship with people, and that can be on social media, it can be on YouTube, it can be on a blog or your website or whatever, it doesn't matter where it is. If you build a relationship with people, they're going to choose you because you have this relationship with them. It doesn't matter if you're $10 more than the other similar product, they're going to choose you. And since the time of my last recording where I talked about eBay and now, there have been 2 really fantastic podcast episodes that came out that really inspired me. And if you're at all interested in doing a product-based business, it doesn't have to be this FBA Amazon model. It could be drop shipping, it could be whatever. You really need to check out Freedom Fastlane. That you can find it at freedomfastlane.com. It can be wherever you listen to your podcast. You just search for it, it'll be there. In general, it's a great podcast, but specifically these 2 episodes, it was sort of a 2-parter. And I'm recording this on October 11, 2016. These are timeless principles, so if you're watching this a few years from now, it'll be just as relevant. So go and search for the episode that came out a few days ago. I think it was October 6 and then October 10, I think. And the title was something like, the first one was Big Changes at Amazon, and then the second one, and there's a longer title than that, but that was basically it. The second one is how to build a business off more than just Amazon, something like that. Anyway, that was a long exposition, but here's what I'm gonna do. I'm building a website where I'm going to sell a product. Yeah, big revelation, right? Well, it's going to be a little bit different, and I'm going to go into this in depth. There's a couple more steps, basically, but before we leave this whole point, building a brand, that is so critical to anything you're going to do. And in those episodes he goes over all of that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to build just a sales page, and I'll go into this in more detail in a future video. But you know, like a sales page that you see all over, it's not going to be a whole website like my drop shipping store with categories and different pages. It's going to be one page. That's it. It's just going to go through what the product is, why you want it. It's going to use language that you know, will connect with my target audience. And so anyway, yeah, that's step 2, which is going on my own website. And I'll talk also about future ways to generate traffic. I'm going to be experimenting with affiliate marketing, which I'll talk about in the future. So yeah, the idea is if I do get to be on Amazon, that'll be great, because I can use Amazon to fulfill all the orders, meaning when I get an order, I can just tell Amazon to ship it to my customer, even though they didn't buy through Amazon. And Amazon has, first of all, great fulfillment. You can get it in 2 days, Prime, right? And secondly, they are super cheap, because they have the volume. Like, they send out, who knows, millions of packages a week. They have super low rates from all the, you know, UPS, FedEx, the Postal Service, through all of those. You can ship things way cheaper than I can. In fact, I was looking up pricing for shipping if I were to just sell my own stuff, and it almost ruins the model. I have to charge a fair amount more, because the best I can ship at is at least double the price that Amazon will charge. Every time you get an order on Amazon, they charge you fulfillment costs, and for my product it was about $4.20 or something. If I were to send it through the post office, the cheapest I could get is about, and I'm using the maximum distance, so I live in Portland, Oregon, and about the farthest away you can get is Florida. So I put in Florida, and I'm looking at about $12 to ship was the cheapest I could find. However, there are these other companies. One I found is called Shippo, like hippo, but shippo.com. What they do is they get a group of people, whoever joins, and they all use one account through the post office or FedEx or whatever. And so if a lot of people are using this to ship, they can negotiate cheaper rates, just like Amazon, but not nearly as high volume as Amazon, of course. So that if you join that program, all you have to do is sign up, and you get to use that cheaper rate. And I think they add on like 50 cents per delivery or something sort of meaningless. So that, you know, but even still, I'm looking at $9 to ship to Florida, which is more than double the cost of using Amazon's fulfillment. So these are all things to think about if you're going to be using Amazon or not. They're all things I'm going to be. It made me bump my price up a little bit more, but like I said, when you're building the brand, the price becomes less important. So we're going on pretty long here. We're almost at 10 minutes. I want to cut this off. I'll talk to you next time about how I'm going to use these affiliates. I think that's the next thing I'll talk about to generate sales. Okay, hope you're all doing great. Talk to you later.